1 in 3 people over 60 will die from one of these 5 silent killers, and most never know it until it's too late. If you're over 60, or you love someone who is, you absolutely must watch this. We're going to count down the 5 diseases that quietly claim the lives of our parents and grandparents. But stay with me, because the information here isn't just about fear. It's about power. Number 5 is a particularly cruel thief, destroying memories and identities. And most families miss the initial warning signs completely, writing them off as simple aging. And at the very end of this video, I'll share the exact doctor-approved checklist of what you can start doing today to reduce your risk and fight back. We are living longer than any generation in human history, but there's a catch. We're not necessarily living better. The years after 60 are a high-risk zone, where the consequences of our lifestyle, our genetics, and sometimes just bad luck converge. The risks for these 5 killers don't just increase, they skyrocket. Modern lifestyles, filled with processed foods and sedentary habits, are creating a perfect storm. Late diagnoses, often because people dismiss symptoms as just getting old, are turning treatable conditions into tragedies. This isn't a scare tactic, it's a wake-up call. Early awareness and early action are the 2 things that can dramatically change the outcome. So, let's count down the top 5 killers that doctors are desperately warning us about. And more importantly, let's learn how to spot them before it's too late. Coming in at number 5 is dementia, including its most common form, Alzheimer's disease. Let's be brutally clear. This is not simple forgetfulness. This is not misplacing your keys. Dementia is brain failure. It's the slow, progressive death of brain cells that control memory, thinking, and eventually, every basic function of life. The early signs are subtle, which is why they're so often missed. It's not just forgetting a name. It's forgetting the name of your own child. It's not just losing your wallet. It's putting your wallet in the freezer and having no memory of doing so. That is not normal aging. Other missed signs include sudden, unexplainable mood swings, confusion about time or place, and difficulty with planning or solving simple problems. The toll this takes isn't just on the individual, it's a hidden epidemic of stress and heartbreak for families who become caregivers. The preventative health for seniors starts here, with mental stimulation like puzzles or learning a new skill, regular social connection, and talking to a doctor about cognitive screening. Now, let's move on. The next killer strikes your lungs, but its primary symptom is often mistaken for a normal part of getting older. At number 4, we have chronic respiratory diseases, with COPD, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, leading the charge. This group of diseases makes it progressively harder to breathe. And it is shockingly underdiagnosed, especially among people who were never heavy smokers. We associate lung disease with smoking, but air pollution, occupational dusts, and genetics also play a major role. The signs are insidious. A persistent, nagging cough that you dismiss as a smoker's cough, or just a cold that won't go away. A wheezing sound when you breathe. But the biggest one is shortness of breath during activities that used to be easy. Think about it. Are you, or is someone you love, unable to walk to the mailbox without getting winded? Do stairs feel like climbing a mountain? That is not just age. That is your lungs crying out for help. This disease is a thief of independence, slowly trapping people inside their own homes, making every breath a struggle. The good news is that it's never too late to act. Quitting smoking at any age has immediate benefits. Pulmonary rehabilitation programs can work wonders for strength and breathing. High-quality indoor air filters can reduce irritants, and staying up to date on flu and pneumonia vaccinations is absolutely critical. But what happens when your brain is healthy and your lungs are strong, but a single silent blood clot shuts everything down in a matter of seconds? This brings us to number 3, stroke, also known as cerebrovascular disease. A stroke is a brain attack. It happens when blood flow to an area of the brain is cut off, and within minutes, brain cells begin to die. This is an absolute, time-sensitive emergency. Every second counts. You must know the acronym FAST. F is for face. Ask the person to smile. Does one side of the face droop? A is for arms. Ask them to raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward? S is for speech. Ask them to repeat a simple sentence. Is their speech slurred or strange? T is for time. If you see any of these signs, you must call emergency services immediately. But here's what many people don't know. There are also mini-strokes. These can cause the same symptoms, but they disappear within a few minutes. People ignore them, thinking it was just a strange dizzy spell. This is a catastrophic mistake. A mini-stroke is a massive warning sign that a major, debilitating stroke is on its way. One man ignored his slurred speech for 3 hours, thinking he was just tired. He never walked again. The delay meant permanent disability for him. Talk to your doctor about whether a low-dose aspirin regimen is right for you. And keep moving. Even moderate exercise significantly lowers your risk. This next killer hides in plain sight, with symptoms we all experience. At number 2, we find cancer, or malignant neoplasms. After 60, the body's ability to detect and destroy rogue cells declines. While we often think of lung or breast cancer, many of the deadliest cancers in older adults are the ones that are overlooked. I'm talking about pancreatic, ovarian, and colorectal cancers. Why are they so dangerous? Because their symptoms are vague and easily confused with the harmless aches and pains of aging. Think about it. Bloating, persistent fatigue, a sudden loss of appetite, unexplained weight loss, a change in bowel habits. On their own, any of these could be nothing. But together, or if they persist, they can be the early warning signs of disease. This is why regular screening is non-negotiable. Colonoscopies save lives by removing precancerous polyps. Mammograms and PSA tests detect problems early. Don't let fear or embarrassment stop you from getting these tests. Your lifestyle is a massive risk multiplier. A diet high in ultra-processed foods, heavy alcohol consumption, and excessive sugars all fuel the fire. But here is the message of hope. For many of these cancers, when caught in the early stages, the 5-year survival rate is over 90%. Early detection isn't just a good idea. It's the difference between life and death. But there's one killer that dwarfs all the rest. It is the undisputed #1 cause of death after 60. The #1 silent killer is heart disease and the full spectrum of cardiovascular issues. The statistics are staggering. 1 in 4 people over 60 will die from it. It's not just the dramatic, movie-style heart attack with crushing chest pain. It includes congestive heart failure, where the heart grows too weak to pump efficiently, arrhythmias with irregular heartbeats, and silent damage from years of untreated high blood pressure. The signs are subtle and misunderstood. Deep fatigue that sleep won't fix, swelling in legs and feet, shortness of breath when lying down, and chest tightness, not always pain. Many, especially women, misdiagnose these as indigestion, anxiety, or stress. They take an antacid and sleep, unaware their heart is failing. This tragedy happens daily. The fight against heart disease is won in the kitchen and on the sidewalk. Diets like DASH or Mediterranean, rich in fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, work. But the simplest medicine is a daily walk. Use it or lose it is a good motto to live by. Knowing this list of silent killers after 60 isn't enough. Knowledge without action is useless. So, what do doctors recommend? Here's the rapid-fire checklist for preventative senior health. First, a 30-minute daily walk needs to be consistent, but does not need to be fast. Second, know your numbers. Keep blood pressure under 130/80ths and check it regularly. Third, never skip your annual physical and screenings. They're your early warning system. Fourth, ruthlessly cut ultra-processed foods. If it comes in a crinkly bag or box full of chemicals, it's not real food. Fifth, stay active socially and mentally. Isolation and boredom are toxic to aging brains and hearts. You don't need perfection, just consistency. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The same goes for your health. The best time to act was yesterday. The next best is today. If you're approaching this age, or love someone who is, like a parent, grandparent, or friend, share this video. A simple conversation could save a life. It might prompt someone to finally see a doctor about a nagging cough or dizzy spell. Subscribe to our channel for more science-backed health truths. We're here to empower you with knowledge. A longer life is good, but a long, healthy life is everything. Let's aim for both. Have you been affected by any of these 5 diseases? We would love to hear from you. Tell us your story in the comments below.